This is the Tactical Muffin Top walking stream with
R.
R. Yeah, we're walking. Talk R into it. Got the boy to bed finally. Probably shouldn't have put on the Mighty Pups Paw Patrol movie. That was stupid. Won't do that again. He's super into Paw Patrol right now, so it is what it is. But send a couple invites out. We'll kind of ramble on here. I want to talk about some takeaways that Lawfully Armed told me I should probably do. I had a medical training class. It had to stop the bleed with some trauma medicine in it. That had I known about the whole thing, I could have got CPR qualified and all that. I missed the CPR part, but it was training that was free for me, a MAG member, paid for basically everybody who's in their child's life's care, their daycare, their whatever. Everybody who could possibly be a provider for the child was they paid for the class. The guy came to their house and taught it. Long story short, the guy, I didn't know we had this type of training in Nebraska, but this guy kept their child alive in a event that they had, and I'm not going to go anything further on that online, but he kept her alive. He's a helicopter nurse. So yeah, so they paid for their training. The guy sells HIFAX and stuff. He's pretty much comparable with Jay, but I'm pretty much on Jay's kits. I talked to him about the Slishman. He's no training in it, never heard anything about it. He's like, yeah, that sounds kind of like a Rats. I was like, it's better than a Rats for sure. I gave him one. I'm down to one. I need to buy some more from Jay. But we did we did some Lawfully at the stage. What up, good sir?
Hello.
I'm per your recommendation going. What?
Did you give the Life Flight medic a card for Jay's business?
I don't have any cards for Jay on me. I don't just carry a fat stack around because I don't work at a gun store. Mostly I don't have human interaction, so I don't carry cards.
Okay.
Anyway, so no, I have one card and it's on my desk at my PC. So maybe next time I get a hold of Jay, I'll have to get a stack of cards. But I have, for the amount of Slishmans I pimped out, I probably should have a card with each one of them. Anyway, the biggest takeaways that I remember, I don't remember all the acronyms and shit and all the little things and whatever they mean because I'm retarded. But one of the biggest takeaways I took from it was falling accident, anything like that. You assume the neck is broken until it has been medically cleared by not you, because you do not have a neck brace in your EDC at your house, wherever you may be at the car wreck. And airway, keeping the airway clean and clear, tilting their head back, getting their nose basically sniffing position past the point in their sternum. So if you're a big fat lady, he showed a picture of a big fat lady that he had, like a my 600-pound life gal. They threw 5 pillows, every blanket and towel she had in the apartment, under her shoulders to get her nose above her sternum. So that's another reason why I'm out walking, is because he said, quite frankly, it's a lot harder to keep you alive for your fat bastard. So, and I'm inclined to agree with him, you know. Ours over here laughing because he's skinny.
I'm pretty congested though, because there was some ragweed growing in the garden that I pulled out today,
That boy.
and I'm allergic to it.
Ragweed.
Ours allergic to everything.
That's what I'd say too.
Pollen.
Yeah.
Everything that produces.
Mark Anthony, first one in. Austin, what up? Gen X, Lawfully, Herrera. Old Man Butt Wrinkles with the meat spin. Robert Ham, what's up, brother? SMA, yeah. See, we didn't do the S, we just did the March. But I see you have an extra letter in there too. He was not. I asked him if he knew who Fair Independent was, Refuge Medical. I asked him before the class kind of where his IFACs kind of matched up on price compared. And he's like, who? And I was like, okay, well, this guy's not in the super tactical world, but he's like, I'm a hunter. I carry a gun every day, blah, blah, blah. This is what I do. And he was a really nice guy. And I like him. I'm going to see if we can get some training through our church. The security team lined up. Maybe see if we can get a school and or another preschool involved. Seems like a good thing. He teaches a lot of stuff kind of like that. He does have a combat course. And I don't know. I didn't catch if he was in the military or not. They had been training their CPR class for 2 hours before I got there. They had 2 cancellations. Somebody ended up getting sick with strep, and they didn't want to spread it to everybody. So I got the ring a ding. They're like, "Hey, I got a free medical thing," and I was like, "Hey, I love free. I'm coming." So we rearranged our Sunday for that, but probably worth it.
So you just did the march, or did you do March E?
We did the march, and then we did like, what did he call it? It's like some kind of medical trauma deal where he taught like basic stuff like how to spot a heart attack, how to spot a stroke, how to spot like a low blood sugars, like a trauma medicine, and then it was a seizure deal, and then a couple other things. So that was good.
Yes.
He kind of ran through kind of what to do for all that. Main takeaway is get them on a static position on the floor, depending on what it is, on their back, if they're like intoxicated, whatever, drugs on the sides, so they do not throw up and choke themselves. You guys have ever been to a
That's
party and
great.
you're, oh, this guy's just going to sleep it off? Yeah, don't do that. Make sure they stay on their back or on their side. Put shit behind them so they can't lay on their back, because that's how like a lot of kids in college die. Is some teen will just go and put them on their back and they choke on their throw up. So
That's how Chris Farley
Yeah,
died.
pass it on their back and then throw up. And
Something
spread
like
it.
that, yeah.
oh, that's
Right.
from cocaine though, right?
Guy did an 8-ball
Oh, there you go.
or something like that.
That's how we lost Tommy Boy, everybody.
So
That's messed up.
you want to
That's
put
pictures of
the
everything. Crap,
this march
he might have just
Yeah, he just did the march. He didn't do the schmear with the extra letters you got in.
yeah, that. John Belushi died the same way.
I don't want to die of asphyxiation via vomit.
Don't do an 8-ball.
Seems like a bad. If I'd have to be able to afford an 8-ball, I have to pay
That's
for
the number
preps.
one killer of fat comedians.
Good thing
put
I'm
it
not
on
a
stage
comedian.
and we can review it.
What?
Put it on stage and we can review it together.
I'm walking, dude. I don't have fucking super tactical typed out shit like you do.
No, like all you do on your comment section, just click on my thing and then it'll say add to stage and you add it to stage.
Oh, that show on stage. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been telling you the
go.
whole fucking time that's not what he did.
Okay. You got the middle letters, which are going to be the same. We can go over
Yeah.
together. So
There you go.
That prefix S is scene safety. Like that covers the, hey, like in the event of like an active shooter, am I somewhere safe? Like, because you can't take care of somebody else until you ensure that you're safe. You don't want to become an additional casualty, exacerbate
Right.
things. You know, or like if it was a car accident, I'll be like out of the road, like take them out of the road to work on them, or make sure that the road is, traffic's blocked off or whatever, so you don't have some guy blow through your car accident scene and like fighting you like a critter. So scene safety.
Right. Yeah,
Massive hemorrhage.
safety's the thing. Yeah, massive hemorrhage.
Airway.
Yeah, airway. The big thing that I took away is airway is pretty much the number one, unless you see somebody fucking bleeding with their guts out. Then obviously hey, that's where we go. But signs of like internal bleeding, signs of like broken femur, things like that. We went over. They said like if somebody breaks their leg and like their bones, bone on bone or whatever, you're gonna pull that leg out until the whoever the next level of care, probably like fire department or ambulance, gets there.
Mhm.
And they said it's going to hurt like a bitch, but it's to help reduce internal bleeding, which makes a lot of sense. If it's bone on bone, like fracture, break right there, and it's just the bone sitting there grinding against each other, it's just going to make them bleed faster. You go into shock. I knew some stuff, and he's like, "Have you had a class before?" I was like, "Nah, just I'm a gun owner. I talk to cool people on the internet."
Should have told
So
him who you are and what you do. Have him on as
no,
a guest sometime.
I
Promote his
didn't tell him
business.
anything about that.
No.
No, there's a bunch of people there. I showed up fashionably late to the party I wasn't originally invited to. But no, he was a really nice guy, and we did a gunshot simulator where we packed the wound with gauze. We went in, found the little hole, which was not where the tube was going into it. It was a pretty good size hole. It was like a 12 gauge slug size hole.
Yeah.
So
Did he show you how to make like what they call the speedball?
No.
Where like you
what we
wad a
did was
ball
we
of
found
gauze
it with our
first and-
fucking finger, and we just started shoving gauze in there. We finger banged it.
Yeah.
So that was good. And he showed us on the bag, and then like what it looked like. It's like, see, look, it's starting to slow down. So you keep packing, you put pressure on it for 2 to 3 minutes, and then it should stop. If it keeps bleeding, you got probably an arterial bleed, right? So you should also probably have a tourniquet on at that point. But the initial shock is the big ass bullet hole packed with gauze. So we did that. We put tourniquets on everybody. I got a tourniquet on me. I ended up getting paired up with a really tiny gal, and I put a tourniquet on her, and she was very uncomfortable. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you just did this to me, so now it's my turn. Remember when I said ow? And then I said, give it another turn. I stopped at ow and didn't give it another turn for her, you know? But so she kind of got the idea. That's kind of weird. Smoke park like that.
Yeah, I think they must have told her she's not allowed to park in the church parking lot
She
anymore.
just parks on a public fucking road.
Yeah, not even on her side.
Oh, we need to pop her tires in Minecraft.
She's crazy.
Yeah. Dumb bitch.
A commentary on a town gossip.
Yeah. Gen X said he just had a friend die that way. That sucks, man. What's up, Ohio Valley Prepping? Which, by the way, if y'all hadn't caught my late podcast, that's why I was late. I was coming back with that, and I got the time mixed up. I thought it was Central, not alternate time, and I was a little bit late. But we hopped on with Ohio Valley Prepping Rule, and then Half-Ass Ready. Muffin Top was there. I posted it in the Discord if you guys want to go check that out. It was a pretty good conversation, I think. And it's a good group of guys. Make sure you like, share, sub to their channels too. So we all grow.
Scene safety, massive hemorrhage, airway, respiratory.
Yeah. Big thing was the airway, and then if they're not breathing, that's probably the first thing that you do.
Yeah.
We did a scenario where like a kid got ran over by a car, and he was having issues with breathing. He says chest hurt. We couldn't really see anything except for like road rash and everything, but he had his head ran over with his bike helmet, saved him. Guy was conscious. He knew the day of the week. He didn't know the date because he was a kid. What kid knows the day of, the date because they're not working for a living. But he was like explaining what happened. He was conscious, knew which tire went over his head and everything. So immediately we're like, okay, probably a punctured lung or an issue with bleeding around the lung. Didn't look like a rib was in, so who knows there. But big thing was at that point we stopped care because we just sat there and held the kid's head still. And that was one person's job, is do not let the kid move their head and neck in fear of spinal injury, right? Because he was having issues with his toes. And he said that, I don't remember, he said something hurt, like his leg hurt or something, but there was nothing visible. No puffing, which would indicate like internal bleed, no bruising yet, because it just happened. Like the scenario was like this just happened in like front of your house and you're living rural. and you're like first responder until the ambulance gets there, kind of deal.
Mhm.
So that was good. So that's really important. Another one was like, man, and your grandpa was roofing something on his roof, fixing his roof up there with Flex Seal, shingles, piece of metal, whatever. And all right, and he falls off. He gets up. He's fine. You're like, he goes in, sits down for a little bit. He says he's fine. Wife pesters him to go to the doctors to get looked at. He gets in the car, drives himself, and he jerked his head wrong, went paralyzed, crashed, died. So in that scenario, he very much implemented, if it's a fall or something like that, the neck is broken until it's medically proven otherwise, and it's in a brace. So you might think you're fine and thinking getting up and going was the best thing to do. The opposite, because you don't know your internal damage.
Yeah.
Until you get X-ray, MRI, further care that you can't do off of your roof in your backyard. So that was interesting. Remember
told
that?
told you about the old guy that I knew that broke his back shooting both barrels out of the side-by-side 10 gauge.
Oh my God. I think I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, he fired one shot and like under recoil, like his finger slipped and he pulled the other trigger, so he kind of like pop out, like
Right. He was already kind of like leaned back.
Yeah, like basically bump fired it, and he was like already old and stove up, and like twisted him around, broke his back.
Shit. Yeah,
Which
man.
in reality probably was that he was already fractured, and that just, you know what I mean, like opened him up the wrong way.
Right. Yeah, it's very hard. Another one we went over was a pelvis. I don't remember what he called it. Something like basically both sides of the pelvis were broken and open, and an abdominal bleed. Another thing I remember taking away. Really hard to tell, especially for like kids. Abdominal bleeds. Your abdomen is not flexible like it is. It's hard like cement when you're bleeding. You might not be able to see it.
Yeah, because that cavity's filled up.
Yeah, it's filling up with blood, and you can't see it yet. But it's hard because it's got all that pressure in there. You want to go that way? Yeah, we can go that way and turn around. So yeah, that was interesting. Something that he said, and I know this is more prevalent in the world because now you can get Narcan for free if you just ask the police department or sheriff sometimes if they have a big enough budget. You can get Narcan. He said he does not do Narcan because he had a patient that had a fentanyl sucker. She had like throat cancer or whatever, and the mom called her as like some 50-year-old gal, and she accidentally swallowed the sucker because she OD'd on her sucker and passed out like in a lawn chair out in the backyard, kind of just soaking up the sun, relaxing. And he gave her Narcan after he pulled out the sucker with like the force nip thing or whatever, and his partner administered it, and then like she freaked out or whatever. I don't know what ended up happening. He said, I think like the stick broke or whatever, and like so it ended up going down in her lung after the Narcan hit. She just stood like straight up and just inhaled. So she like asphyxiated herself on her own sucker and then sucked it down in her lung after the Narcan hit.
Did he die or what?
No, she just had a really bad day. Had to go get lung surgery and shit.
It still saved her life.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know why those people come to. You understand the chemical process why those people come to like that.
Right. It basically takes away their high. So he's like, before you do it, if you think if anybody's actually on drugs, check them for weapons because they're going to be so pissed off that you just took away their high immediately.
What's worse than that? It's that the thing. The fent occupies all of those pain receptors on their nerves.
Yeah.
So when you administer that Narcan, it strips that away, and it's like they're in total pain for a minute. So that's why they all come to
go to the ghetto and just start
there you go.
crackheads.
All right. R and me are going Narcan blow dart hunting for all the druggies. It's gonna be a fun day
Oh, come on, man.
in Minecraft.
So we got
Um,
we got to R, SMAR, respiratory.
Right.
The C is contusion. The H
yeah,
is hypothermia.
circulation or whatever.
Circulation, excuse me. Yeah, circulation.
Yeah,
Then the H is hypothermia / head injury, and then the E is everything else.
right. Yeah, the
Sometimes
big
people
thing
say
is space blanket.
evacuation.
Right.
Go ahead.
He was, of course, I didn't really know the whole thing on it, but he asked, "Why do I carry a space blanket?" And I said, "Shock." And he's like, "Wow, that's good." He's like, "Do you know what shock is?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I don't know. I just know like it can kill you. It's like a chemical reaction with some words I don't know because I'm too retarded." But
Like your body's thinking it's dying and it's probably not. Yeah.
right, it's dropping some kind of like acid or some shit in all your stuff at the same time, which like increases your heart rate, and then your heart pumps faster because it thinks it's cold. Which only whatever you have on top of that, it's only going to make it worse, and your heart's just it can't run at 100 mile an hour without finally stopping. Right.
Hypovolemic
So,
shock.
What happens when your adrenaline
right.
goes up? You feel cold.
Right. So that was a big thing. So the space blanket thing, I preach carrying a wool blanket and stuff, but those little Mylar blankets, they don't take up any room and they don't weigh a thing. Like I got them in my bug out bag. If you had like an ankle vac or something, probably be pretty good to have one of them in there. I mean, they don't cost hardly anything anyhow. To be able to
talk
stop that.
Did he talk about how in rule of law scenario, like you can just use any article, particularly any cotton article of clothing, as wound packing or as a bandage?
No. He did not recommend. He's like, we're not Rambo. He's like, don't use anything that's not medical stuff. He was also very against the non-gauze, the quick clot without the gauze, because the chemical in the one that's kind of like in a hand warmer. The issue why doctors and stuff don't like it is because you have to basically go in and debry. It cauterizes what it can, basically, the powdered shit. And so, like, it can make more nerve issues and shit like that. He's like, I only like the gauze to pack. He's like, I've only had it fail and bleed through once, and the guy made it. And he's like, I didn't take it out. I just put more on, and then pressure, and the guy made it. Of course, he's flying in a fucking helicopter keeping somebody alive, so he's going Mach 10. But
yeah, you don't ever take it off. You just keep adding to it.
Yeah, and one of the slides he had that was in the Army in like 2008 or some shit, they said to take it out and put it back in. He said, don't take it out, just add more.
No, we're past that. Yeah,
So,
you don't remove it till they're in an operating room in higher care.
Right. He's like, yeah, I don't agree with that. So just add more. And he's like, I don't like the granules that are in there that cause the heat because they could add more nerve damage and stuff. And I'm like, he's like, well, if you're getting shot in war, you don't really care about that. You just care about being alive, I would assume at that time, the shit that's not in the gauze is probably cheaper.
Yeah, the non-impregnated gauze is substantially less expensive. I'm surprised though for a guy who's like a life flight nurse that knows that once you make it to the hospital, you're going to get a round of antibiotics anyways for any sort of puncture wound. I'm shocked that he was like, no, don't use non-medical grade stuff because none of the normies are carrying this stuff. Like,
well, I guess if you're a normie and you can be bleeding out, take off your fucking wife beater and help them out. Like, I guess, we're also not obligated.
You're not, but I mean, fuck, you took the class, so it's worth,
Right. Yeah. I mean,
the actual accredited Stop the Bleed class, like that's part of the curriculum. Is they're like, you can use a cotton T-shirt, like they, as a way to fundraise or whatever, like because it's technically a non-profit organization or whatever. Like if somebody charges you for the class, they're charging you for their time, not for the class.
Right. Yeah, he was away from his beautiful wife and 2 kids, so
They literally sell a shirt, a T-shirt that says this shirt saves lives. It's kind of a double entendre because literally the purchase of the shirt, the profits go to the proceeds go to funding the education and the classes and stuff. But then two,
Sure.
you literally can stuff the wound with a cotton T-shirt.
Sure. Most people, a lot of people run that fucking cheap poly brand shit, like Wally World shirts and whatever. Here we're a preparedness channel, so I'm gonna preach: have a fucking Slishman in your pocket at minimum. Have a tourniquet. I was the only one with a tourniquet in my car when I showed up, and they're like, "Who carries a tourniquet?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't carry it in my pocket because I didn't want to be a tool, but I have one in my diaper bag and I have one in the door of my truck right now." He's like, "Good." And then one gal asked, "Why?" I said, "Because I carry a gun, and if you have a means to make a hole, you need to have a means to stop that hole from killing you." Because
Because gunfights are two-way ranges.
yeah, it's not just paper sitting there taking it on the chin, yeah. And I was like, at the event of a car wreck and some dude's bleeding out, you're probably going to use your tourniquet before your gun. So yeah, he went over. He is Cat 7 all the way. He has not messed with the wideband cats yet. He is firm in the Cat 7, which I understand. He's been doing it for years. You get in your rut, what works, whatever. But he showed us his pricing on North American Rescue, which is where he gets all his medical gear. He showed just logging in. He's like, "Look, I pay $23 for my tourniquets." He's like, "I sell them for $35 because I got to cover like shipping and shit, and like I got to buy a bunch of them. They run out of stock." He said the same thing that we've been saying and Bear's been saying is the most expensive shit is the that quick clot gauze because it's getting soaked up off the market, But that is what it is. Check out the chat.
Chat's kind of died unless it's just not updating on.
Yeah, I was seeing that. That's weird. So that was good. Yeah, taking away the tourniquet. We did. Most everybody just did it on their arm. He had the gunshot wound packing simulator, and then he had like a pool noodle with an IV going through it with like a wooden dowel to do the tourniquet. He's like, "You got to really crank the tourniquet down because it's just not as good." He's like, "I just didn't like. I don't have a good training done before it yet." He's like, "They're really expensive." And I'm like, "Well, we'll make it work, So that was good. He did some trauma medical with like recognizing heart attacks and stroke. That was good with the seizures. Another word that starts with an R that I can't pronounce and remember, but it's basically people with heart issues and like passing out and stuff. And like that one's really hard because you really kind of have to know the person's medical history at that point, and if you don't, you don't. But pretty much for that, bottom line was you check for airway, you check for bodily fluids, shit like that. So
how do you check the airway?
You make sure that the airway is clear so they can breathe. If you think it possible choking, you look down the airway to see if there's something there. See if you can do a Heimlich or some shit. By the way, the guy did not like D-chokers. I do remember that. He said, "God gave you two hands. He said you can do a lot more with two hands than you can with a D-choker. So I thought that was an interesting point. I think the D-chokers are good because they there's a lot of parents that don't get continued medical training. So or like a grandparent is old as shit and strength or whatever, you have somebody with a disability might not be able to do CPR, or do the Heimlich.
Mhm.
So I still like the D-choker, but I totally understand where he's coming from with that. So that was interesting.
Kind of sounds like the minute variances between what your guy said and what our guys said. We had some
Yeah.
local Life Flight medics, the ones that came and hosted the Stop Bleed course summer before last for us. It sounds like the medical side of stuff is a lot like the gun community, where you get like
Right,
big
you
picture,
get your stick guys, you get your block guys.
well, not exactly. I was gonna say big picture. You get mostly the same truth. A guy may be, or the same curriculum. Like a guy may be teaching what was current when he got taught, whether that was 6 months ago or 16 years ago. But it sounds like you get a variance in opinion on stuff too when you get off in the minutia.
Yeah, and everybody has their opinion and what works for them. Everybody's an individual, and yeah, so there's some people that like doctors. They're like, I like stab wound. All right, so what? I'm gonna probably see.
Like our trip to like stuck himself in the. Well, I guess it doesn't matter where. Our trip and stuck himself in the chest with his K-bar. What do you do?
With your Oka knife?
With my K-bar?
Well, first off, I'm taking his own knife because that's mine now. Well, I don't have chest seals on me, so that's going to really suck for R, but I have a shirt and I have a Slishman. So I guess I'm going to probably remove the blade so it doesn't have any more fucking tearing with him writhing on the ground in pain. And I'm going to fucking pack it with my wife beater. And I'm going to wrap it with the Slishman whilst I'm on fucking 911 doing this and putting pressure on it because that's all the medical I have on me. So. Otherwise, I have the Glock 19 and I can just put him out of his misery.
We are just around the corner from the fire department.
No, you're dying. You're dying in this scenario.
Those puncture wounds, you leave the impalement in. You try to isolate it. You make like a gauze donut. You make like a gauze donut around it, and you just try and isolate it. Like you don't want it to wiggle, like cut a bigger hole or bury deeper. But you leave it in place. It's acting like a cork. You pull it out, then they start leaking. Of course, maybe in the chest was not a good example, but like
I don't want to poke anything else in there. I've got plenty of deer. I don't want R to get gut stabbed and have to have his intestines all over all of his shit.
Yeah, but if you're okay.
You asked what I do. That's what I said. Is it the right thing? It might not be.
Well, I was asking in relation to what the guy taught more than what your opinion was. But
I don't really think we did stabs. We just did a gunshot wound. He's like, yeah, kind of same thing. But he was trying to cover a lot of shit in like 2 hours. So we did like a bone break coming out the leg thing. But I don't think that's like the same thing because abdominal is way different than a leg.
Dr. Slishman makes a splint for that. He sells the Sam ratchet splint.
Oh, yeah?
Which is actually where I've had more medics recognize the name Sam Slishman. It's been from the Slishman Sam splint.
Are those the ones that the cops carry on like their holster leg and stuff so that way they can like ratchet strap it? Kind of deal?
No,
I've heard a mixed bag on those.
It's a splint. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's not a.
Yeah, they got like these. They're almost like a thigh holster for your pistol, but then they have it on both legs for like officers, and they basically are a miniature ratchet strap.
Yeah, those are the like. Instead, like we're going to integrate a tourniquet into our drop leg holster, but no, that's not what these are. These are so that you can add that traction where you pull down on the foot to like stretch the broken bone back out. Are you talking about?
Yeah, he said like ambulances and stuff have them, but like they're super expensive for the public.
Oh, we've got some more comments.
Yeah, he said like every ambulance has one. So he was telling us cool shit that ambulances had on them. So I'm like, hey, all right, an SHTF. I'll make sure to grab this weird shit that I definitely don't fucking have stocked. If I come upon it in a zombie apocalypse, I'm not just gonna let it hang out there. Definitely gonna snag a neck brace. Seems like a good thing to have. You know, just
Telling you,
taking the
fully
what if
stocked.
scenario. In the worst case scenario, I'd rather our medical people had it than just setting out there for the next schmo to come get if it was that bad. Leave the penetrating object in place. All right, pack with gauze. All right, Robert Ham said you're right on the getting shanked in the gut. I don't think we actually had that scenario covered, so that's probably good. Of course, I probably forgot at least half of what we fucking went over because you go over so much shit at one of those, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of why I wanted you to have this AAR and kind of discuss, because it would help regurgitating what you remembered. It'll help bring up conversation and remember more. That's what I'm saying. When it makes good walking string content too, it helps you kind of regurgitate and remember what you learned.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, definitely not a bad topic to have compared to some of the other crap we talk about, but it was cool. I didn't think that we, to my knowledge, I didn't know that the civvy side, Nebraska, for teaching shit like that is not very wide, and I didn't even know this guy existed. So
Well, it's hard.
that's good to
It's
know.
hard to make money in.
Yeah,
Like, till you're celebrity, it's kind of like, really, it's like firearms instruction. Until you're like known and you reach some like minor celebrity status, like it's not a cash grab. I mean, it's the people that show up are motivated attendees, but it's hard to gather a classroom's worth of motivated attendees. I was really shocked for all the people that acted like it would be badass if we had a class. I was shocked at the low turnout when we had it.
yeah. I mean, this was, I don't want to give out like exact numbers, but this was under 10, and the guy just killed 5-6 hours with drive time of his Sunday without his family, on his day off.
Mhm.
So it's a big time expenditure, and he didn't make a whole lot. They did buy both of. He had 2 IFAKs, his IFAKs branded, and he had a quick pull. I never really seen an IFAK quite like it. It doesn't look like Bears and it doesn't look like Jays. It's kind of like a mummy bag style. It's kind of weird. Like it was fat on the top and skinny on the bottom, and it flipped out and it had like a dongler on the bottom, and then it had like 2 side wings. One of the wings had a tourniquet. One of them had Israeli pressure bandage with a Sharpie, and then he had your Z gauze, and then he had on the bottom he had the heat blanket and gloves, and then on the outside he had a pretty beefy set of shears. So it's not too bad probably for what's in it. I mean the tourniquet and the gauze are like $70. He's selling them for like 170. So I mean, with that, whatever the IFAK itself costs, which if they have that rapid deploy thing, is probably not the cheapest thing to buy on like Amazon or wherever you're sourcing it compared to like the zip style shit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they bought one of them and they gave it to one of their child care providers, and then they kept one for one of their vehicles to put on the headrest. So that was good. Pretty nice one. So, I would have bought one, but I'm like, yeah, I literally just bought an IFAK from Jay. Like, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'd rather still support Jay. Even though the guy's local, I'd still rather support Jay. So plus Jay does a lot more tactical training and stuff, so he's going to be more on the up and up on like newer shit than somebody not fully immersed in that world,
Mm-hmm.
So that's a side I'd rather be involved with.
You go back and listen to some of Tactical Response / James Yeager's older videos for their.
Before James was a tool.
They've got their. He was never a tool. He just.
What up, Justin B? You had an invite, bro.
Immediate Action Medical is the name of their medical course. It's a 2-day class.
Yeah.
It may be. I'm not taking it, but it may be a 1-day class. I don't remember.
Well, that's what he asked. He's like, "Have you had any training?" I was like, "No, I've just watched some like YouTube stuff, and like I carry a tourniquet and a slishman, you know, like just gun guy stuff."
He's in the back chat waiting for you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Swoop.
Whoops. What up, Justin B?
How you doing, brother?
Brother, I am currently about 4 yards behind R, limping. I am hurting, and R doesn't give a shit. Tell him you don't give a shit, R.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
I know. You
Well,
bastard.
he doesn't give a shit. He's doing what brothers do.
Yeah, he's making me limp my fat ass over. I go into the doctor tomorrow to get the next hoop cleared. They're gonna probably MRI my back, and then man, look at all them frogs! Holy shit!
Come on.
And hopefully get an MRI on the hip and the back, but I'm pretty sure it's nerve. I swear to God, it feels like I did when I popped my disc last year. It's just higher, and it's like in a weird. I've never had like that pressure there before, so I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Is I popped another fucking disc.
You should be pretty close to your deductible by now for the year, right?
Oh yeah, I already hit my deductible just doing fucking PT and
So
Kyra,
just-
bro.
Oh,
When you
I
lose
go
some more
like 2 or
weight,
3 times a week just to fucking make it, just to sit in a fucking chair all week.
you know how Honda changed his channel name? When you lose some more weight, decide to rebrand. We need to change you. We need to call you Glow Stick.
Glow stick, yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like it. Well, I don't know, man. I was like on the cusp of that 280 mark, and now I'm right back at 3. So I'm like super fucking pissed off because I can't work out like I was doing before, and now I got to like change my calorie deficit to fucking be in a decline enough to lose weight.
well, I hit a major stopping point last week with all that because just shit going on. You know.
Yeah. Well, the shitty part is I'm going to go in. They're going to be like, "Oh, you didn't change your weight since last time we seen you." I'll be like, "Bitch, you want to listen to my YouTube channel? Like, you want to see my fucking walking logs and shit? Like, I was fucking almost at 280, bro, and now I'm back up to 3. So now it's like obviously they want me to cut weight for anything, surgery wise and shit. But I don't know.
What
I
is
talked to
that you
the
want
best back doctor in Nebraska, and his nurse is like, "Oh, we're probably just gonna get an MRI and try the epidural in another spot this time." I'm like, "Oh yeah, because it worked so fucking great last year, you dumb bitch." But
when
what
you
do I
shot
know?
was shattered ass disc? It worked great.
Yeah, who knows?
No fucking sense.
I know it's fucking stupid.
But
But-
like my miles went way down just off of, you know,
Yeah, I hit like 104, 105 miles last month, man, and now I'm like, I don't even know. Not fucking anywhere halfway close to that.
I'm just
'Cause
not
I
just
haven't been able to walk. It sucks.
getting
I
up.
decided I'm a bolt gun man now. Or you're front line. Sorry, you're going the front line. I'm going to reserves. If I'm running, you know we're in trouble. We're in
Well-
Alamo mode.
Well, if you're going on Overwatch, we'll make sure that you got good equipment.
That's what I'm talking about, Justin B. Deuces are. We're gonna
Okay.
split. Hey, if I die, you don't hear my sexy voice in 20 minutes. It's because I'm dead over here on the road.
No, you're not. They don't do mercy killings up in Nebraska. Oops.
R would. He'd be like, I'm gonna take all this guy's shit. He's got some good shit.
It's not a mercy pewing, no.
Take care of my kid.
We
Take
don't
care of my
pity,
kid and my wife.
don't pity the weak.
Yeah.
Cool.
But no, it is what it is, man. Yeah, fuck, dude. Last week was probably top 3 most miserable days of my life. I couldn't sit for more than 45 minutes. I couldn't lay down for more than 45 minutes. I was up for like 24 hours. I couldn't sleep. Like, I was in so much pain, I fucking threw up. And I don't even know what I did. Like, I didn't even do anything fucking crazy. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what the fuck I did. Like, maybe that's when I popped my disc. I don't know.
Well, I've been so much in my own head lately that I went and pulled all the tomatoes because I feel like babysitting them, all green. freaking yeah, it's just
Look out for skinwalkers.
mental block. I'm hitting a real big mental block. Need some accountability.
Damn, man. Well, listen here, fuckerhead. Can you walk? Get your fucking ass up and walk.
Yep.
I'm hobbling.
Still
I'm at
walk,
like half speed. Still doing it. Come on, brother.
doing the, you know, when they drag their leg,
The dead leg.
doing that bullshit, but still trying to move. But
Yeah.
it's a process, man. It's a fucking
Yeah. Well, I honestly wonder if it fucking popped when I like dead footed that piece of concrete walking with R the other day, pushing my boy in the stroller. Because I heard a fucking pop, and that's when I started really limping bad. I bet that's when I fucking did it, dude.
Is that where I got my mystery bruise on my big toe? Is that sympathy pain?
Fuck yeah.
Probably is.
We'll get Merle over there.
Read Robert Ham's comment.
Robert Ham. All right. Trust me with your life, not your money or your wife. Duly noted, Robert Ham. I appreciate that.
Damn, that's a real boy right there. Shit.
Shit. Me and R are hung like ants. The only thing is I'm hung like a soldier ant. So we good to go.
Yeah, but does your kneecap kind of itch when you walk? That's how you
No,
know.
no. It don't hit that hard. It's pretty flaccid. It just kind of brushes down by my ankle.
Oh,
Yeah.
That
It's
was
really
I'm
nice to my
using
knees.
my
But
boxers right now, but I'm not going to show you.
you know what? Or you know what? There, Lawfully, I really appreciate that. But on your only spams page, I'll see you in 10 minutes as a gold member.
Premium content.
Yeah.
the fact that you even know all the terminology rats you out.
It says only spams, sir. That is a muffin top coined and trademark phrase.
Yeah, but remember status and all that shit. I don't know. I know how it works.
I mean,
You don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com, baby.
I fully believe you've had an account there before.
No, I have several friends, and they're like the women on there. Whew. But the men on there, I
They can teach you a thing or two.
yeah, they could. You know that farmer's daughter, she don't have to be on a dating site because she don't have any problems dating, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, I was just about to say I'll volunteer. How many acres does your dad got?
Robert Ham, sounds like you might be suffering from degenerative disc disease. Well, yeah, I had found out that the family that I cut out of my life when I was 17, my grandpa and my dad both have really, really bad back issues, and my grandpa had degenerative disc disease, so that could be a factor. Problem is proving that is super duper hard, and after having all of the shit that I've had done, if I say that or whatever, basically, then they won't treat me anymore because like I'm fucked.
Yeah,
You know
anything.
what I mean? Like insurance will be like, oh, you have this. Sorry, we can't do anything for you. You know?
Yeah, because it qualifies you as pre-existing. But anything
Right.
that to do with
Inoperable.
you being predisposed, or
Right.
whatever I said earlier about it being hereditary and stuff.
Yeah. So we're not going to go with that because none of that's been confirmed, and one of them's dead now. So.
I got dark.
One of them went to one of the back doctors I went to, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I recognize this last name." I'm like, "Oh, hey, I haven't seen those people since I was 17, and I'm in my 30s now, so we don't need to talk about those fucks." And he's like, "All right, fair enough." But yeah,
You're like, Mr. Top, that was my father.
yeah. I'm power bottom. We don't need to talk about that guy. Well, gents, I'm gonna go get showered up. Actually, I might take a bath because now my back is fucking killing me.
I'll race you.
No, it's genetic. Yeah. See, the problem with that is Robert Ham is, whilst I might be a fat piece of shit, God has still instilled the spirit of a warrior in me, and I will not let anything stop me from being in between my family and any dangers that may come. And that includes getting fit so I can stay alive longer for them. So I am going to push through whatever I have to, because that is the creed of a real man, sir.
That makes you a real fucking man.
Yeah, and I don't care if I'm dying and I'm a bullet sponge for them. If I'm a fucking mag sponge for them and they can run and make it, I did my fucking work. You know what I mean?
That Robert Ham will take over as stepdaddy.
Thank you, Robert Ham. I appreciate that. So,
Godfather.
and that's not being, I cannot do a handstand. That's not trying to be a badass or anything. I'm just like saying, like, I will fucking, they say, will you die for your family? Well, I'm trying to live longer for my family. And, you know, I want to be able to pick up my fucking kid.
Ooh, make that a quote. Make that a quote.
I can't right now, but like, I don't care what the fucking doctors tell me. I'm picking up my fucking kid. As long as the kid still wants to reach out and have me pick him up, I'm going to take every fucking second of that, because that's going to go away soon. You know what I mean?
Damn.
But all right, y'all, stay fit, stay vigilant, get a trusted community train, stack your food, stack your water. Oh, I did get a killer deal. Check your Walmarts. I got a video coming out. I got a hashtag yellow lid gang. Their yellow lid totes are $5 on clearance. Check out your Walmarts. I got 4, the last 4 they had, and they had 5 lids, and I just took an extra one because what the fuck were they gonna do with it?
Blue lid or red lid?
The yellow lids. I've been seeing it looks like they're carrying their own like Heart brand now, and then their red lid, which I think is their Husky brand. So I think they're trying to get just their brand shit in the store now.
And they switch it to yellow?
No. The yellow ones were like the heftier whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they're trying to remove outside competition and just use their generic brand stuff.
Yeah, because the red ones are actually not bad.
Yeah, I mean, all of them are fine, but they're, as a prepper, are you never ever gonna not use more fucking totes that stack and you can zip tie them and lock them and shit? Like
5-gallon buckets on sale. That's what I need.
yeah, same dude. But, all right, y'all. Dogs are a fine meal. Jesus, what is happening in this chat?
Holy
All right, y'all.
crap.
Deuces, I love your faces.
Yeah.
Lawfully, thanks for encouraging me to get out and walk and talk about the medical training that I didn't know I was going to take, but I took because the opportunities are few and far and in between and slim, and I'm glad I took it.
Fucking job.
If you have the opportunity, gentlemen, I've flat said it how many times. Comms and medical are my weakest prep. I have people in the medical field that I just kind of say, hey, man, that's in your wheelhouse. Like, I'll carry a tourniquet and we'll call it square. But that's, if you have the opportunity to learn, take it. So knowledge doesn't weigh anything. And I have that problem down pat. So acquire an ambulance in Minecraft. Yeah, that'd be a hell of a prep. All right, everybody. Deuces.
Good night, everybody.